Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we are taking a look at what's going on with SDCC 2018 Day 2. We got more news coming out. Now, we've got a ton of news to talk about, so SDCC is probably going to slow down at this point. I think we're going to hear more about the actual Bumblebee movie coming out more than anything, not so much about the toys. So, and if anything, it would be like, oh, this toy's coming out, and they drop this name and whatever. So I'm not going to do live streams for every single day on SDCC, most likely. I will do stuff if the Bumblebee movie stuff comes out. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see. So, someone pointed out that yes, the Cyberverse trailer did show up, which isn't really a trailer; it's just a clip. Although I think there was also a trailer that came out, but I might have missed that. But I'm not going to talk too much about it. I do want to talk about the animation with the Megatron clip. The animation I was kind of worried about, and as soon as I saw it, I just kind of stepped back. It didn't really look right to me. As I'm playing the episode and watching Megatron talk, I can kind of get into this. And what I like about this Cyberverse clip is, while it's just a clip and I don't know the extent of it, I do enjoy the fact that they're going way back to when Megatron first started up, rather than just start from the war. So I think that's cool. Of course, Bumblebee is looking at memory, so I guess technically it is still in that wartime. But I do like the fact that we actually get to see the kind of progress of the war for Cybertron, and it didn't just, happen one day, So yeah, I will try to say hi to the people in the chat, but I won't focus too much on the chat because I want to get this news done. I want to talk about what's going on, and I want to talk about my opinion, and I want to get through that because I'm pretty sure other people have other things to do today. So let's go ahead and say hello to everyone in the chat and move the table a whole bunch because that was fun. The Archivist, Rashon Peters, Ian Hawks, the Trojan Toaster, Decepticon Almighty 2, the Revolticon, let's see, Snokeon 2, let's see, Daniel Perez, A Potato, Alexander Rose. Hello guys, what's up? If you want to donate, you could use it using the super chat. Although nobody would because, I don't know. I'm not forcing anyone to do that. Thank you, Gabriel, for telling me how to work my own live stream. No, I'm just kidding. Transformers discussion. Hello. I think that the Cyberverse Megatron thing is cool too. The clip. Not so much the toy, though. I'll donate a brick. Yay! All right, let's go ahead and screen share some stuff. Let's go full screen. And that I can't talk about right away. Here we go. So this has been on the, I think it was the Hasbro Pulse Instagram, which I just noticed. I went to Hasbro Pulse's website, and they haven't updated in a long time. They haven't even updated their Facebook page in a while. Ew. So anyways, taking a look at Chromia, she is a remold of the Moonracer figure, which is cool. Unfortunately, she is also a Wave 2 figure, so we'll see how distribution goes for her. Because it was just a joke with Titans Returns and Power of the Primes when it came to the second wave of the year. Just an absolute joke. You could tell I'm so happy about that. Anyways, taking a look at Moonracer, what I really do like is the fact that they reversed her legs to where those panels that were just obnoxiously there is on the other side. Either that or there's a joint that allows it to turn around. Either way, it gets out of the way, so that's a good thing. I never got the original Generations Chromia, So I want this. In fact, I honestly think that maybe not so much in the robot mode. I think I like the original one more, but the alt mode, I like this one a whole lot more. And I'm so happy that they're doing Chromia. I like the weapon. It looks like the weapon may be able to disconnect and become 2 weapons. We'll have to wait and see, because Siege has this whole thing about weapons. Who knows exactly. But still looks pretty cool. It looks good in blue. Honestly, when I first saw the alt mode, I was thinking, oh yeah, that's probably Blur. But it's weird that it's a remold of Moonracer. And no, it's not Blur. But the alt mode really does look like it's for Blur. Like, even with the gun on the top, it looks like the fin from Blur. Carrot. So anyways, sorry, I have to eat at the same time. I know that's annoying. So that's Chromia. I hope to get her. Why won't it? Oh, there we go. Then we also have Cog. I knew it was Cog. I didn't think it was Cog right away because we got reports of 6-shot. But I'm glad it's Cog. I just want to see for a quick sec. Okay, so yeah, it is showing. Okay. So if you guys don't know who Cog is, basically he is the weapons that would come from the Fortress Maximus, the original one. You know how Metroplex had a couple of figures? He had 6-gun. Well, Fortress Maximus had this guy. And I think it's cool that he's going to be the first one released, because we had a Fortress Maximus in Times Returns. So now we can kind of complete him with Cog. Seems like there's a lot more red. That's not too bad. I do like the fact that he's got the wheels and the little nipple holes like the original toy. But basically he could separate and form a whole bunch of weapons. Now, someone said that, oh, it's unfortunate that he's a parts former. The original one was a parts former. Pretty much. I mean, he also disconnects to make a whole bunch of weapons, so it's not that surprising. But you can attach this to Sideswipe, Optimus Prime, and whatnot. He just transforms into weapons for the other figures. I would love to get this so that I have something with Fortress Maximus. Hopefully I can drive him up the ramps and whatnot. That would be fun. But until then, that is Cog. Then we also have Hound, which is kind of a surprise to me. I love the alt mode. I love how bulky it is. I'm guessing that's because of the movie version of Hound. You know, obviously it's not the original alt mode, or not the original alt mode. I meant, sorry, I meant the alt mode from the movie, but it does seem more chunky compared to the original Generation 1 version, which is fine because this is meant to be more of like a War for Cybertron-esque aesthetic. Which I kind of don't mind. Some people said that it's unfortunate for War for Cybertron because it makes it kind of kind of lazy. Because basically what you have is an excuse to not do exactly what the original Generation 1 did. So now you can have Cybertronian bits laying out, and it would look kind of natural to the actual toy. So you don't have to put as much effort into it. But if you take a look at the Optimus Prime, you can basically tell that most of the shell, or most of the truck, transforms into a normal thing. It's just that they added some aesthetic things to it to make it look War for... Or, let me try that again. The Optimus Prime transforms into a cab that looks like a normal cab, but it seems like they just added some stuff to the aesthetic to make it look a little more Cybertronian. It's the same thing as Hound. So I can't really say that they did this just to be lazy. And also another thing is that if it was just another Hound, Optimus Prime, Sideswipe, and whatnot, I probably wouldn't care that much. Because we have Titans Returns, we had the original generations and whatnot, we had Universe, we had Classics. It's like, if you do the originals again, it's nothing new. I think Hasbro is aware that, okay, people have another version of this character. They're not going to buy it if it's just the same thing. Despite the fact that Cyberverse is just a mess of the same thing. But for generations, they kind of clue in because we've got more than 10 years of Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, whatnot. So they had to go with a different route. In fact, there was the Universe Classics that was released 10 years ago now. So they figured, okay, let's go ahead and do something different with them. I do like the fact that he's got this larger gun and then also a shoulder cannon that you could plug onto his hand, and I imagine you can actually attach to his shoulder. I hope you can. If not, at least plug it onto the arm right here. That would be fine for me. You know, it wouldn't be great, but at least I can deal with that. But still, looks pretty cool. Ironhide! Finally! A freaking Ironhide toy. This is something that I wanted them to do for a while. I know we've got the Combiner Wars. I know we've got the Universe Classics, but they're not that good. I have the Universe Classics. It's kind of broken and shit, and I don't know. Tempted to throw it out, but whatever. And then the Combiner Wars one just doesn't feel like Ironhide. It feels like a very young Ironhide, maybe, but it just doesn't feel like the original. This one I like more. Now, obviously, he's got a Cybertronian alt mode, which has the top that is kind of exposed. So I guess, yes, you can argue about the lazy route, but I'm pretty sure that if they really wanted to, they could put a couple of panels and just finish it off. I don't know. But taking a look at, or at least do something to the shoulders to where, okay, it looks more part of the truck, but because they're Cybertronian, they don't have to go all the way. Anyways, taking a look at his robot mode, actually his alt mode, it looks pretty cool. It reminds me of that blue little car or van that was like an Energon figure that I believe they even repainted to make into Ratchet and Ironhide at some point. So it looks pretty cool. Some people are saying this is a remold of Cup. I don't think it is, but I don't have Cup, so I'm not gonna exactly say it's not. I'm just saying that I see too many differences between this and Cup to really say. His robot mode looks really good. Like, he's got the original head, he's got the screen chest and everything, he's got wheels on the back. I can obviously tell that we're going to get a Ratchet at some point. I wouldn't be surprised. But still looks very good. I like how boxy the legs are. I like how strong he looks. He's got this gun with the missile launchers that can also transform into a hammer, so that's cool. Just overall, it's a really nice looking Ironhide. I definitely want this guy in my collection. He is so much better looking than that Combiner Wars one that just, even the head doesn't look that good on that toy. Then we have Ultra Magnus, which was kind of a surprise to me. This is a leader class figure. I thought it was going to be a Voyager because some of the commercials just made him look about the same height as Optimus Prime. Now let's talk about the alt mode. The alt mode reminds me of the Robots in Disguise Ultra Magnus. The way how the cab is stylized looks to me like that version. You have this kind of weird angle to the front. And you have this big, chunky lower section that just made it look like, oh, it would smash right into you. So yeah, it looks really good in the alt mode. Also a little plain, but not too bad. An interesting part about Ultra Magnus is he kind of continues what the Power of the Prime's leader class figures do. You have a main figure that transforms into its own robot, and then you have the leader class figure that transforms into, well, obviously the bigger robot. The reason why I point this out is because people think that, oh, we're never going to get Starsaber. What if we do get Starsaber? What if in the leader class lineup they continue the same gimmick? Maybe not for every single leader class figure. Like, I imagine that there were reports that we're going to get a Jetfire. I imagine that he might not If he's a later class figure, would not transform into his own separate guy. But because of this, this tells me that they can easily do Star Saber no problem and continue the gimmick. Another thing I need to point out is that he's got the original missiles, which is cool because, again, that continues that weapon gimmick. He's got the main gun, and then also he's got 2 other guns attached to him. If you can see on the side of the cap and then on the side of the legs, you can see 2 large guns that kind of remind me of the Transformers Prime weapon that Ultra Magnus used to carry around. But still, looks very cool. I love the big gun, the main gun. I love the fact that he's got these 2 other guns on the side. And of course, the missiles are nice. The Ultra Magnus itself, the big guy, looks very good. He reminds me of the original. Kind of reminds me of the Masterpiece one, too. And I love the fact that he comes with his own cab. And what's cool about this, or interesting enough, is that this did something that the Masterpiece couldn't even do, and that's give us an Optimus Prime. Now, obviously, that Optimus Prime is not, or the Optimus Prime lookalike, is not the Voyager one that's coming out. This is obviously a different look, but still, I'm not going to argue too much. If you're worried about the legs and if they're going to fall apart because, well, he's got the robot legs, do those become part of the main Ultra Magnus's legs? No, it seems like the main Ultra Magnus has different upper legs compared to the legs on the smaller Magnus figure. So still pretty cool. We also have Battlemaster Lionizer. And I have to go to here for a second because I need to pull up TF Wiki. Oh, hold on. To .com and .net, or not .net. Let's see, MicroMasters. All right, let's see. Okay, we'll talk about that in a bit. So we've got these Battle Masters, which are weaponizers. We've got Lionizer. I can't remember if this is an original character, but it does remind me of Steeljaw from the Dark of the Moon toy line, where he transformed into the weapon for the Leadfoot. Really cool. Not my favorite thing out of this lineup. It's pretty passable. I do like the fact that it's got this little attachment for the blade that's like a little flame bit. If you actually see at the toy show, or not the toy show, but the booth with all the toys on it, you can see someone put one of the Micromasters and put the flame bit behind it like it was speeding up. I thought that was a cool idea. So I do want it for that. But as far as the lion figure is concerned, I kind of don't care about it too much. I do like the fact that it transforms into this blade weapon that's also got a gun thing. And you can flip out the gun, which is pretty cool in the robot mode. But there's not really much else to say. I'm not really attached to this character, so I can't really say that I'll get it. I'll just say that, you know, it's all right. But yeah. And then we also have Autobot Race Car Patrol. So instead of 4 characters, they're only doing 2. And I gotta admit, those cars don't look Cybertronian to me. That looks like Pontiac, and that looks like, I don't know. But the robot modes are cool. Now, this is the reason why I pull up TF Wiki, is because I can't remember exactly who these are. Now, okay, one is, oh, I know who they are now. So the red one is Roadhandler, and then the gray one is Swindler. So now we know a couple of the names. I don't remember all the Micromasters, so you're going to have to excuse me on that. Wrong thing. There we go. But yeah, pretty cool. Swindler looks nice. I like the blue. I like the gray, but very basic alt mode. Kind of reminds me of the Minicons, actually. And they still have the screws in the middle of the chest, much like the Titan Masters before them. But I don't think they're about the same height as the Titan Masters. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I think there's a lot more to these, though. But still, very cool. I like the big shoulders right here. And then Roadhandler, I think that's what his name was. Pretty cool. A little more basic, but I like the head with the little wings on the side there. Very cool. And then, let's see. Taking a look at the next one. Oh, I know who this is. This is Flake. Although, in the description, they call him Flask. I don't know why they call him Flask. So, let's see. I can't remember who the other one is. I don't think it's Sunrunner. Okay, so is it? I think I could be wrong about this, but it's Big Shot. I can't remember exactly. TFW has the name. That's not what I wanted to go to. We'll be looking at more from TFW 2005 in a bit. Let's see. Okay, so it's this. Come on. Hello, Roger Magnus. God, look at the detail on that toy. Oh, of course. Oh, did it just work? There we go. So let's see. I gotta find. Let's see. Here we are. It's really hard to see. Okay, so that's Big Shot. Okay, cool. So there's Big Shot. Looks very nice. I love this, and I hope that they release the other two of the lineup. But pretty cool. I even like the fact that Flake or Flask has wheels on his hands. I think that's kind of funny. Oh, and here's another thing, is that apparently these combine to form weapons, which is weird, but I don't mind. Especially with the Battle Patrol figures, because they're basically military vehicles, so it works. But yeah, this one I definitely want. I love Flake. I don't know why. And I hope they do the rest of the team. This is really cool. I love the head on this guy. I cannot wait. Those are characters that I wanted them to do for a long time. And then we've got the Autobot Rescue Patrol. Which Autobot Rescue Patrol, if you notice that we've got characters from the first, or from 3 of the Autobot Pretender lines, so maybe we'll get a couple of the Decepticons. I imagine maybe Blackjack will show up, but who knows exactly. Would like to see Bear Cave, but considering that we're getting from the first Micromaster lineups, like the first wave, I imagine that it's going to be from either of these. So we could get Night Flight, Stormcloud, Whisper, Tailwind, Detour, Blackjack, Hyperdrive, and Roadhugger. Anyways, I think it's Stakeout and Red Hot is who these are. So Stakeout looks pretty cool in his police vehicle mode. I do like that. Hot, whatever. Again, I'm not going to remember these names. Red Hot looks all right in his vehicle mode. I'm not sure if I like it that much, but I do like the fact that it comes with a ladder that can extend out. That is a nice idea. But yeah, very cool vehicle modes. You know, they're painted well too, so that's good. As far as the robot modes, I like Stakeout. He looks fine. I like the blue head and everything. He looks very cool. And then as far as Red Hot, look at him. He just looks nice. I love the details inside his chest, his legs, and everything. He just looks nice. He almost looks like he's got arm articulation, not just the ball joints here, but elbows. That would have been nice, but unfortunately he does not. He seems to have fake wheels on the side here too, or is that a hose? I can't really tell exactly. But doesn't matter. It looks cool. Either way, I like that. Then we get to Studio Series. This is Bumblebee. And yes, he's going to get a single pack figure, it seems, so you don't need to get the 2-pack. One thing I do like is that the blade seems to attach to the arm. The last time I talked about Bumblebee, I talked about the swappable head, the swappable arm, and then the fact that he had a blade on the other arm, but do you have to swap out the arm entirely? Doesn't seem to be the case. I don't know if you can plug the arm onto the back just like the original Bumblebee mold, because this is basically the Last Night design coming back again. Now, this is very different to that. The legs don't seem to transform in the same way. It seems to incorporate more of that the back of the car, which I do like. But the chest seems to transform the same way. The arms and how the cannon changes out seems to be the same way. Even the hands seem to be the same. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe the wheels are the same, but they look very different. So, I don't, oh yeah, they got the Volkswagen logo, so that's, you know, him. But I do like this toy. I hope it does come with the original head and the new Battle Mask head. But yeah, very nice. I love the aesthetic. I love the bulky shape of the legs. He feels like a warrior in this figure, but if you take a look at him in the actual movie, he doesn't really feel like that too much. I feel like the 2-pack should have had the Jeep mode version of Bumblebee, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see that. We'll just have to wait and see. But I do like this. I like the blue eyes and everything. He just looks so good. I really want this toy. I really do. And it's probably going to have a few issues. I don't know. I get the feeling that he's going to have a few problems. Something that I've noticed right now is that the wheels on the side here look thin, but they don't look as thin as the back wheels. They look more like the front wheels. But I think the front wheels is this. I just thought, oh, that'd be interesting if they swapped that around. But still, you know, he's got some kibble on the back. You know, that's to be expected. He's got the entire hood on the back there, except for the pieces on the chest. Honestly, I don't necessarily mind. But still, very cool. And then we also have Dropkick. Now, this is the one that people are talking about because Dropkick should transform into a car, but there was a lot of reports saying that Dropkick will transform into a helicopter. Well, it seems to be the case that he transforms into the helicopter, but what does this mean for the alt mode, or for the car mode that was reported earlier? What I think is going to happen is either one of two things. Either one, Shatter and Dropkick are triple changers, which I think that would be a cool thing. Or two, and this is probably the likely idea because you look at Dropkick in this image, and he doesn't seem to have the exact same shape as he did in that little preview. They transform into helicopters first, and then later in the film, they have car modes. The reason why I think that is because a lot of the detail in this toy is not the same as the original design had shown. Now, you could also argue that Shatter has that giant helicopter blade on the side. Maybe that's just some of the aesthetics that was carried out from the first mode to the second. I don't know exactly. But one thing I did notice now is that it almost looks like the same helicopter that Bumblebee saved in the film. Now, I don't think it is the same helicopter. I'm just saying it looks to be the exact same one. So he might have scanned it. Maybe this is actually much later in the movie. But we'll have to wait and see. I do love the guns. They're all right. He even has a little rotor blade attached to his arm, which I think is hilarious. He kind of reminds me of the Tomahawk figure out of anything. A lot more clean than the Tomahawk figure, but he does definitely remind me of that. I mean, his blades kind of do the same thing. They droop down. His arms, just the way they transform, especially when one's got that little propeller thing from the back. But still, very cool. I am super excited for this, especially when Dropkick has the same voice actor as Garmadon from the Lego Ninjago movie. I think that's hilarious. Okay, let's talk about these guys. Now, the first thing I need to bring up on Ratchet is that he seems to be different compared to the one that's seen at the SDCC, at the booth. And the reason why I say that is because that version of Ratchet does not have that much green on the lower arms. I'm hoping that looks closer to this because I think it just needed that little bit of green to really blend out the gray and the green. But still, I'm excited for this. You know, my opinion doesn't really change too much. He's got the gun that looks very nice. You know, that's Ratchet's gun, all right. And I do like the fact that we have the original version with the saw blade, but this is in black. Now, I probably would have preferred it in gray or green just to blend well with this Ratchet. But at the same time, I just thought that if it was this color green, it wouldn't work with the original Ratchet if you wanted to put that weapon into that. So I think this is a much better idea if you're one to use that weapon for the other one. But still, very cool. I like the alt mode. I like the fact that we actually get the Dark of the Moon color scheme. I was thinking that, you know, they're probably not going to do this. They're probably going to move on to another Ratchet, or not another Ratchet, but another toy. But I'm glad that they go with Ratchet. Sorry, let me try that again. I didn't think that they would repaint Ratchet. I thought that they would just move on to another toy, but I'm glad that we got a Dark of the Moon color scheme as well. I don't have the original one. I would love to get the original one, but we'll just have to wait and see. And then we have the KSI Sentry. So this is based on Age of Extinction. We got 2 characters from Age of Extinction, 2 Decepticons, which is good because that was one of my complaints about the Age of Extinction toy line is where the hell are all the Decepticons and the Deluxes and Voyagers? All we had was Lockdown, which I guess you can't really say is a Decepticon exactly. And then we also had, who's the other one? We had Galvatron, and that's pretty much it. Now, I did just notice something, is that he does not come with those little saw blade weapons. Instead, they opt out for the little blades that you can attach to the arm gun thing, which makes sense because if you look at the KSI drone, he does have those blades. He looks very cool. I know that he is the same alt mode, but it seems like all these drones actually had different vehicle modes. It wasn't just the Chevy Trax, but it seemed like the ones that had more of this style car, not the Trax. It seemed like the drones with that vehicle would transform into something that looked more like Nitro. But I don't mind this. I mean, it's a deluxe class toy, so it works, especially against Bumblebee and just basically anyone from the Age of Extinction line. I would like to see more of these in like gray, black, and red, and silver, even though red would pretty much just be Stinger. So I imagine that some customizers are going to have a lot of fun with it, but they have a potential to repaint it and do other things if they want. I want it. It's blue. It looks good. Can't wait for it. Now let's talk about Shadow Raider. For the Age of Extinction toy line. Now, I thought, okay, this is pretty much just locked down with the face mask. They decided to color him in orange. Okay, you know, I didn't really complain too much about it. It's just, you know, not really a figure that I thought they should make, but they did it anyways, and I'm not going to complain too much. Till I realized that Shadow Raider is not locked down. It is the drones that would walk around in lockdown ship. Now, people are saying, oh, it's the KSI drones. It's just more of those. No, what I think this is the drones that would walk around in lockdown ship. You know, Cade would fire at them and whatnot. It seems like the weapon is the same. The head is very similar to that. So I think that's what this character is. Now, people are also saying, well, why does he transform into an orange Lamborghini? I think it's because they just decided, okay, let's give him a different alt mode compared to Lockdown. I don't mind. He didn't transform in the film, so I don't really care what alt mode he is. And I actually like the Lamborghini mode. That might just be me, but I like the look of it. But it's mostly the robot mode, and the robot mode looks fine. You know, that's good. I like the head. I like the new gun. So with that out of the way, you know, that's pretty much it. I can't wait for this. I understand that people might not like the fact that it's a lockdown repaint, probably would have preferred a whole new mold, but really it's a character that didn't really do much in the movie. It was just a drone. So I really don't mind that it's a lockdown repaint. I think they make it look good. So I don't mind, you know, it's fine. And then moving right along from that, we have Ironhide, which I'm not going to talk about too much. You know, we know about Ironhide. We've seen him before. What else is there to say? It looks good. All right, then we get into Cyberverse. We got official images of the Cyberverse toys. We've got Scout Class Windblade with the blades that fire off. Now, with the Scout Class figures, apparently, they don't transform into the full ult modes. You just halfway do it for whatever reason. And I don't think that's really a good idea. However, it seems like with these jet transformers, you might be able to transform them into the normal ult modes. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think this is absolutely stupid. I hate the fact that it's got the legs sticking out of the jet mode. Why? Why even bother with this? I hate it. I hate it so much. The robot mode looks fine. Actually, the robot mode reminds me of the third-party Windblade for the that was about the Legends class size. So not too bad with the robot, but the alt mode, bleh. Optimus Prime, same thing that I said before. The robot mode looks fine. You know, I don't really have a problem with it. It seems like you can deploy a weapon in this mode, so that's cool. The alt mode is trash. It's just utter garbage. I hate it. Moving on from that. We also have Slipstream, which is just, again, a repaint of Starscream. Woo. But I don't think it's that bad. You can also change this out and call it Ramjet if you like. But yeah, blue and purple looks nice. But again, it's the same thing. It's just a halfway transformed figure. But if the Starscream can transform into the jet mode, like you can make a fake alt mode out of that, I don't know. I kind of want it, but we'll just have to wait and see. Then we get the Warrior Class Windblade, and I hate it already. The alt mode looks fine with the coloring, but she's got these short little wings on the back. The robot mode, okay, the robot mode doesn't look too bad. It's very, very simplified looking, but that's more so just because of its overall design. I still like the Robots in Disguise version more, and this seems to be just the Robots in Disguise version with a different design. I will say that the alt mode looks a little bit better in the back because it's not as obvious that those are the legs, but that's because of how boxy the legs look in this. The wings, I don't know, they just look a little too big. I wish they could fold up, but that doesn't look like that's possible. She also looks weird in the show. They did a little animation thing, and she just has these weird things on her mouth that just don't look right to me. But still, I mean, it's not that bad. Obviously not the worst of these figures. Let's see. The Acid Storm, I do like the fact that the legs are painted differently. And by that, I mean the original Starscream, which is the first mold, had just gray legs, and it looked like one piece. In fact, it was one piece pretty much. This seems to have two different colors, but I'm not fooled because it's not going to have knee articulation either way, which I think is garbage. I don't know why they can't put in knees on this toy. And then, of course, this joint going forward and back is the exact, like, let me try that again. I'm sorry, I didn't get much sleep. Going forward and back is on the same joint. So that sucks. The overall look and coloring is nice. Now you might be thinking, well, Brian, there's not a lot of colors going into this guy. Exactly. Because the original Acid Storm in the cartoon was pretty much like this. In fact, he had less coloring to distinguish himself. It was just mostly green, and I think his face was silver, and that was pretty much it. Didn't have a lot of colors. This doesn't have a lot of colors, and I like that. Megatron sucks! I do not care for this toy. The tank mode just reminds me of the original Robots in Disguise, Galvatron, or not Galvatron, Megatronus. I don't really care. I like the fusion cannon on this, but his other arm does not have any articulation except for the shoulder. It doesn't even have an elbow. Why the hell do they keep restricting damn articulation? Nobody wants it. Nobody likes it. I thought the point of the Warrior Class was, oh yeah, you can articulate these figures. And now it's just like, oh, but we restrict it because we're dumb. I like the fusion cannon. It's not the worst thing, but I'm disappointed. They keep doing this and no one wants it. Shadow Striker! So you get a large-sized version of Shadow Striker. I am curious what the Warrior Class version will look like. This I just don't really care about, but I also kind of don't hate it at the same time. It's mostly a brick, but I don't know. It kind of works for it. I think it's because this is a different character, and with robots in disguise, it was just more or less like when you had a class like this, you also had like strong arm and so many design. I'm gonna try that again. I don't know why I'm messing up so much today. Basically, what I'm saying is that Shadow Striker is more of a new character. So I think I'm more accepting on this because they haven't spammed her toy yet. With Strong Arm and Bumblebee from Robots in Disguise, you pretty much had those characters in every single line. So it wasn't that special. I'm not into this. There's a weapon gimmick to where the back will flip up. That's a thing. But other than that, I don't really care. Then the last one we have to go all the way to the beginning is Shockwave. This I like, and I just noticed that the cannon has a nice little Decepticon logo peeking through. That's a nice touch. Take a look at the alt mode. It kind of looks worse than the original Shockwave Warrior Class figure. I think the legs are a little too far out for it, and it just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. However, I do like the fact that the arms have a little bit more with their transformation. That's a good thing. It seems like one of the arms transforms and maybe flips around to the back, because how else are you going to get that cannon to flip out? It doesn't seem like that cannon has any elbow articulation, but I have the energy on Shockwave, and I believe it kind of does the same thing, so not really too concerned about that. The overall aesthetic of Shockwave looks a little too, I don't know, long. I feel like he needs to be a little bit more bulky, but I don't necessarily mind the robot mode. And apparently he's also got ankle tilt, which is good. He's also got this gimmick with the cannon where it pops up and deploys something, which reminds me of the Beast Hunter Shockwave. So it's definitely not going to be anyone's #1 pick for Cyberverse, I don't think. Well, maybe it is, actually, because there's a little bit more to the Shockwave than the Warrior Class. I just think that the aesthetic of the Warrior Class one and how stumpy some of its limbs look was just a little bit better than this. But I do like the fact that it does have head articulation, which is something that the Warrior Class didn't do. I don't know why. But still, very nice. I want to get this. This is the Ultra Class one, so it's probably going to run me around $30, $40. And I don't mind paying that because it's a Shockwave. Reminder, I paid $200 for a Masterpiece. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get through some of the other stuff. We've got stuff at the booth that we need to take a look at. I'm just trying to think, is there anything specific on this that I want to talk about? I'm not going to go through every single picture, but let's go ahead and take a look at Chromia's alt mode. Looks very cool. The back end kind of reminds me of the Cup figure from Titans Returns, and I don't know why. But I like the aesthetic. I like the detailing. It's probably not going to look as good as this in person, because it looks like a lot of it is just painted blue. And when you have that, sometimes the detail really shows up. But still looks very nice. I like the fact that she's got that little weapon on the back. But it does seem like she's got the same problem, and that's her torso is showing on the top there. I love the fact that in Wave 2, we get both Ironhide and Chromia. If you guys know anything about G1, you know why that's special. But we also have Ironhide in the back here. I like the gold on the side here. I like the weapon. Just very nice. You can see Firedrive in the back there. Very cool. It does remind me of Cup, but I'm not sure if it is a remold of Cup. It seems like his head is right there. Seems like it's silver on the back of his head. So there's that. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, she does have the hands right there, but the panels on the side look a little bit better. But she's got these two little things poking out on the back. I wonder if You can put in like a Titans Returns figure inside her because it looks like it's got the space for it. There is Firedrive right there. Yeah, he looks all right. Optimus Prime in the cab mode. These things don't look as bad as the original photos had. They don't look like they stick out as far. Yeah, you got the shield axe thing that's just plugged onto the back. But yeah, that's not too bad. You can also see those flames that I was talking about with Sideswipe. That's funny. If you notice that there is no Decepticons in this line so far, so I think they're going to hold off on showing off Decepticons later on. Sideswipe does remind me of his G1 self, especially with these vents. I have the Masterpiece Sideswipe, so I can definitely remember some of the details of the Lamborghini Countach compared to this. It is different. I think the windscreen shows a more Cybertronian aesthetic to it. But still, I really like it. He does seem to come with a gun, or maybe that's a gun from some other character. Either way, it looks very good, and I love that little flame bit on the back. There is Lionizer, or whatever his name is. Again, not really my #1 pick of the line. Ultra Magnus, oh, he looks so good. I cannot wait for that. You can see some of that more battle damage look to the arms and his chest. He even has this white little belt. Oh, that's funny. Oh, the head looks great too. He just looks amazing. I love this. Hound looks great too. He's got wheels inside his legs, so it seems like they just wrap around. I think that's a fun little thing to add. And as you can see, Cog is transformed into the different weapons. Yeah, you can definitely tell that all these are painted over, especially when you take a look at Cog's hand. But yeah, very cool. There's Flake, nice alt mode. And then there's, was it Hot? Not Hot. Something, I'm not going to remember these names. There's Red Hot, there's Stakeout, and there's Chromia in robot mode. That looks good. I cannot wait for that. Very nice. Optimus Prime in the robot mode. Looks very G1-like. A little more square. Or a little more sharp with the lines than I thought it was going to be. I thought that for the robot mode, just the sake of the cartoon aesthetic, it was going to look a little more roundish in the robot mode, but no, it seems to be more square. So that's good. Yeah, just overall, very nice. Here's Ironhide with the hammer weapon. So again, you can transform that into the hammer. But yeah, Ironhide looks very nice. He seems to be using the cog figure on his back, and then also the car vehicle that it would transform into is being used as the shield. So that's cool. And it also seems that they have holes on their feet, or at least some of them do. So you can use those treads and plug them onto the feet, because they got those the pegs right there. But I think I'm going to mainly use Cog as either his own figure, or I'm going to use that for Fortress Maximus. But very good looking figure. I love the aesthetic of that. The wheels remind me of the original games. Taking a look at the alt mode for Ultra Magnus, it seems like it is possible to add a figure inside of him, but I'm not going to guarantee anything. But he's got a very robots in disguise aesthetic to him with the cab, and then the back section has this very skeletal shape to it. So I think that the overall aesthetic of the alt mode is inspired by the Robots in Disguise show. And by Robots in Disguise, I don't mean the one with Bumblebee and Sideswipe and Strongarm. I mean the original Robots in Disguise show. There's Flake or Flask. Again. There's Sideswipe there, just poking out. Very nice. Again, reminds me of the original Sideswipe. Hound's alt mode, which doesn't look too bad for a Cybertronian alt mode. They seem to cover up a lot for it, and my dog's freaking out upstairs. But yeah, very good looking alt mode. And then finally, we're going to get into some G1 stuff. We're going to get some cards, which is great. We got Devastator, which has a very, I don't know, neon plasticky look. That's weird. We got Starscream with giant missiles. and a G1 Megatron gun that can attach to his hand, which is great. Rodimus Primal was talking about this with me, but you can swap that out with the other Seekers. We also have the mini bots, which I'm excited for, and I hope they do more mini bots later on down the road. Tailgate, Outback, which people kept correcting me is not Fallback. Fallback was the name he was given at a certain point for Reveal the Shield, so that's why I called him Fallback. So technically I'm not wrong, and it seems like Outback does come with a gun that can attach to the top, because he seems to be packaged with that. We also get Swerve and Bumblebee. I don't know, I kind of feel like it's a missed opportunity to also give us some keychain transformers, but I don't mind. Yeah, you can see the gun right there. Pretty cool. I can't remember if you can attach that to the robot mode or not. Someone correct me on that, but definitely the alt mode. I want to get the new Power of the Primes out back. And Bumblebee looks good too. Starscream looks nice. I have the Seeker Squadron, so I have some of the molds. Devastator looks good. But I think what I'm really excited for, and it's odd, is the Soundwave. Because one, you've got these stickers that look like the original, or an original cassette player or radio. So that's cool. He doesn't seem to come with any cassettes, but he does come with that gray block, so that's good. Yeah, the robot mode looks good too. Yeah, I like the aesthetic of this. It looks very nice. But, oh, and he comes with... That's cool. So he comes with a gray gun, and I think the blaster... Did the blaster come with a gun? I think it was just repaint of this. I was thinking that if he didn't, you can add this. Oh, no! I'm thinking of the Follow Cybertron blaster that was packaged, or the packaged stock image showed him with a gun, but he never came with the gun. So if you want to give him a gun, well, there you go. But yeah, it looks very good. I like the aesthetic of him. I know some people are not going to be happy with him because he's just a repack. I don't mind. I love the fact that he's got the handle sticking out of the packaging. Like, the box looks great. It looks very retro. It just looks nice. I'm saddened that it's a Target exclusive because we don't have Targets out here. So I'm hoping that it comes out in like Toys R Us or something like that. But very cool looking package. He does have the little Headmaster, Titan Master, and he does have that little tray thing that you can add. I have Laserbeak and some of the other Autobot cassettes, so I would love to get this. And then this is the big thing for me. This is what I am super excited for. I can't remember what the blue cat transformer is, but we can find out right now. But it seems to be inspired from maybe an original character. But my favorite thing about this is the fact that we're getting frickin' Frenzy or Rumble, whatever you want to call it. It's the blue one. Oh, that is so awesome. And I want to get the original black and red guy. But unfortunately, I don't have him. Let's see. So Ravage. I'm just going to see. Oh, so it's Howlback. Okay, cool. I want to see the cassette. Okay, MC60. Blah, blah, blah. Because you can see. Okay, so it does have different details. I am so excited that it does come with that other cassette character. It does come with Buzzsaw too. I want to get this so badly, but I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to get it. That's the only concern. Hopefully it comes out in Walmart or Toys R Us because I want this pack. I'm hoping it comes out at around maybe 30 bucks. I know it's got the one-step Bumblebee, so maybe it will come out at about 40 bucks. That'd be a little unfortunate, but I understand if it's 40 bucks. I mean, you've got 4 $10 figures. I'm just kind of, I don't know, kind of hoping. But very nice. Yeah, I cannot wait for that. And it also comes with Buzzsaw in a different coloring. Now, Buzzsaw we've had before, but I kind of like this Buzzsaw a little bit more. I have the laser beak, so this would go right with that. Now I want to get the Ravage, and I want to get the Soundwave that's also in this lineup, or the original Soundwave, and I definitely want to get this, and I want to get the original Rumble, just so that I can have the complete team. I want them! And then Overkill too, so that I can have that little guy. And we also have a Bumblebee that's in a very blurry photo. I guess they didn't really care. It's a simple Bumblebee. It's the original Camaro. Who cares? And then we also get this VR thing that works with Bumblebee, part of a game. I'm not a gamer, so I don't really care too much. But I guess you got that. You also have a cannon with a blade, and it shoots off a little thing. Woo, for roleplay stuff. We also have the Charge Up Bumblebee, which we've seen before, so I'm not going to focus too much on that, but it does seem like the bow mask may flip up or something. I don't know. It's a cool-looking Bumblebee. I like the aesthetic of it. I like how chunky he is. That alt mode looks fantastic, but not much else to say. Oh, and the, why are they the not Cyber, but the Energon Igniter power figures are the one-steps of the line, because you can see Megatron right here. It is packaged exactly like the Cyberverse, or sorry, the one-step changers. But it is a Revenge of the Fallen Megatron design. You can even see on the side here, it's just Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. So people who are excited, oh, we might get to see Megatron in the movie. I don't think so. And if anything, it's going to be a flashback. So don't get too excited. I think they're doing the Revenge of the Fallen mold because of the Studio Series figure, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Then we also have these, which can be used with the power-up weapon bits or blocks, and I believe they are used so that you can get them to just drive, like you could flip a switch and then they can fling off. But we got Bumblebee here, looks nice. Same pose as the stock image, which is funny that we got from Geek Dad. At least I think it was the stock image, but whatsoever. Sorry, whatever. Barricade looks nice too. You got the hole right there. That's a little awkward. But yeah, I am super excited for this guy. I love his aesthetic. I love the arm and everything. It just looks so cool. Yeah, I definitely like that. We also have Hot Rod right here. Which, yes, someone tried to say that that's not Hot Rod, that's Shafter. It's not Shafter. One Shafter has a different colored alt mode. She has a red cherry car, and then this is just an orange car. Or not an orange car, it's just a gray car with some orange highlights. But if you take a look at the vehicle mode, it's got this nice flame deco. And you know, it's okay, I guess, but I'm not excited. I kind of like the blasters, but yeah, it's basically the same toy as the Dropkick, which does have that car alt mode. But yeah, Shafter is not this. Shafter is not even an Autobot. Shafter doesn't have the same face. That is Hot Rod. We also have Bumblebee in the original Camaro style, which also seems to be a remold of the other Bumblebee from the Power Ups one, or Power Plus. Just with a different head. I just noticed that he has the shoulder rockets from the first movie, so that's cool. Then we got Dropkick, which is the same thing as the Hot Rod, just with different chest, maybe a few other details like the engine. You know, it looks all right. We already talked about that. And then Megatron actually looks a little bit better here. He's got this weird blue kind of color to him, but he seems to have a little bit more articulation. I like the legs on him, but I'm not excited. We also have Bumblebee with a mask. I don't care. And then we get the power-up. So these were the blocks that I'm talking about. We get the Volkswagen Bumblebee. We also get the Optimus Prime. And I believe we also have the original Camaro Bumblebee in this lineup. Here is the much larger one. You can see the fist can fold up. So that's funny. But yeah, you can plug the engine onto there. I'm pretty sure there's videos now showing the gimmicks. I'm pretty sure Cybertron is showing that off. I can't necessarily say for sure because I forgot to look that up. But we also have Barricade over there. And yeah, that Optimus Prime does look like the evasion mode Optimus. And then we get that dancing Bumblebee. Woo! Then we also have some shirts that they're selling. Enjoying the buzz and stuff like that. All right. So that is the booth at there. Oh, now we get the official images of the toys. I had to go back and try to get them from Hasbro Pulse's Instagram, but now they're just released. And yes, I need to announce this. I will be doing before it's out videos much later. It will be after I release the Melhawk video, because I need to delete some files from my capture card. And then I also want to go through the Hasbro product panel just quickly, because there's a couple of things that we need to point out. Now, I'm not going to show off every single thing. There is apparently a game coming out, which I kind of don't care about. There are also commercials that was shown. But the main thing that I want to talk about is the toys. Okay, so starting off with that, just to look. Okay, there's Hound. There's Lionizer. I think Cybertron has a better picture. These just look a little too bright, but I don't think they have as many pictures. I don't know. So yeah, there's Flake, aka Flask now, and Big Shot. They combine to form a weapon, and I think that's an interesting idea. We already have Battle Masters in this lineup, so I'm not sure if they really need to transform into weapons, but I'm not going to argue too much with it. Firedrive, Race Patrol. It also reminds me of some of the Micromasters that would combine from the two ends, so that's cool. But these seem to combine much like the weapons that came with the Scoop figure, how they combine on top of each other. I guess those are supposed to be the barrels, but it just doesn't really look like a gun to me. I don't know. It just looks like two cars stacked on top of each other. Not really into it. Then we got Stakeout and Red Hot, which might have an alternate name, but I can't really look. They also combine to form a weapon. That looks all right. And I'm not going to focus too much on every single panel, but here we have Cog in his alt mode. You can see he transforms into that little car with the vehicles with the weapons on top. And there's Sideswipe. As you can see, the legs can attach to his feet, like I was talking about earlier. And then he's got the guns on the side. You can attach weapons to the back. There's a whole lot you can do. Wave 2, Chromia and Ironhide, like I mentioned before. I think it's funny that they're in the same wave. Thundercracker almost fell down. I have my Studio Series figures beside me. But I don't think this is it for Wave 2. I think we're going to get more Decepticons. I think we're going to get at least 2 Decepticons. But we'll have to wait and see. Optimus Prime, I don't imagine him being the only Voyager. I imagine that we're going to get a Megatron coming up. Maybe a Starscream. Maybe Starscream would be one of the deluxe figures. But Optimus Prime looks pretty cool. Ultra Magnus, again, I like the idea that we get the cab that transforms into its own thing, and then the main vehicle and main figure. We also have the Amazon exclusive, Prime Wars Trilogy figures, which is kind of cool. I also need to make a point. There is no announcement of single packs for these little Prime Masters, which is unfortunate. Bumblebee still looks nice. I love the aesthetic of him, but not much else to say. There's the other figures, Shadow Raider, Ratchet, KSI Sentry, and Dropkick. Then we get Ironhide and TF2 Starscream. Oh, I don't want to show that because it's all copyright stuff. Yeah, Cyberverse is not really much else to talk about. So with that out of the way, that is our day 2 stuff. So I just want to make the announcement clear. I will be doing some before it's out videos coming up very shortly. Again, I need to... Oh my god, we got 58 viewers. Holy crap. I got to focus on getting that review out, so I might try to edit it today, and then after that, might try to get some of those before it's out videos for you guys. But this is basically just a quick look of all the Transformers, you know, just all together. We'll have to wait and see exactly when I start doing more before it's out videos, but with that out of the way, there's not really much else to say about San Diego Comic-Con right now. I think that we're going to get another trailer for the Bumblebee movie, and then that's pretty much going to be the main thing. That's going to be it. Maybe we're going to see some previews of concepts of other toys. I don't imagine that during San Diego Comic-Con they're going to show us the Decepticons. I think they're going to wait a while, but we'll have to wait and see. So, okay. Do you guys have any points or questions or anything about any of the other figures while I eat my carrots? Let's put in some ranch on there. There we go. Sorry, a carrot got jammed in my throat. Oh, that sucked. Yes, I pointed out that Ultra Magnus' alt mode reminds me of the original Robots in Disguise. I would love to for them to do a Power of the Prime's flywheels. Not sure when they're going to do that. People say that we might get that in a 2-pack. I'm not going to say that because we already have a Walgreens exclusive coming out. I am concerned, by the way, about the Legends class. It doesn't seem like they're going to continue it into next year. I understand that because of Micromasters and whatnot. Or maybe actually the Micromasters is going to replace the Legends class. Either way, it's kind of unfortunate. I was right about Cog. Magnus, I must have. Chromia too. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that Chromia and Ironhide is a wave 2. I would love Run Amok and Runabout. Oh! I forgot something. Let's see, where's the image? This is all comic stuff. I don't care about the comics. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that gold Bumblebee with the cassettes is an Entertainment Earth exclusive. This is breaking news just showing up right now. We even have stock images of the Bumblebee and the cassette guys. Come on, there we go. Okay, cool. So here they are. This is the gold Bumblebee, which still looks cool. He looks a little mistransformed, if I gotta be honest. Like, the side of the leg just looks weird to me, but whatever. So this is basically the same thing that we're getting for the main line, except this is painted in gold with black, which looks nice. You also have the 2 cassette characters. Let's see. There's no name listed for these guys, but they do apparently combine. Yep, they do. So that's cool. There's the package. It's number 20 of the Studio Series line. And it looks all right. He's got this weird thing on his back. Oh, it's a cassette player. But yeah. Side A, won't you roll out with me? Spark of rock and roll. Optics without a faceplate. Was that a nod to Optimus Prime? Mr. Cassettabot? Mr. Cassettabato. Rock Me Alpha Trion? Wow. Owner of a lonely spot. And I'm hungry like a precon. Walk like a Cybertronian. Oh, I love that. I love that. It's just, it's so stupid. It's all dumb names. Let's see. A reissue of Autobot Zor. And the translucent Decepticon in that word. But yeah, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is probably on this. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So that Siege on Cybertron thing, I know you can't really see it too well in this image. You could go around looking for a better image, of course, but between Sideswipe's gun and Chromia is Prowl. So yes, it's confirmed that we're going to get Prowl in this line. You could also see the Arc, which is pretty cool. I like seeing the Arc there. I would like for them to release a playset, because they got all the Micromasters and whatnot of the Arc. Or maybe this kind of, you know, would work with the Omega Supreme figure. I don't know. Imagine a spaceship, the Arc, as Omega Supreme. Now, I know they only did that in animated, but I feel like they could do it here, too. You know, a nice little nod to everything. Everything. There's that sound wave again. I love the package. That's such a cool package. All right. I'm going to stop screen sharing now. I think I'm going to call it a night. I know it's unfortunate because I just said I should IT fan page 101. I think we need SS Human Alliance Soundwave with bare legs. I think we just need a Studio Series Soundwave. Okay, I gotta head out. There's people here, people visiting, so I want to see them. I love the Studio Series stuff that I'm seeing, even though a lot of it's just repaints. I like the Bumblebee. I like the Dropkick. I still go by my theory of either Dropkick is a triple changer or Dropkick has a helicopter mode early on and then transforms into the car later in the film. Eh. What's up, Doc? So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads. Tell me what you're excited for with SDCC. I know this ending is kind of crap to the live stream, but whatever. I need to eat my carrots. It's healthy. You should too. So anyways. God, why does it take me forever to eat a fucking carrot? Anyways. With that said, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads. And I will see you guys next time. I'm lost and I found, and I'm hungry like a predator.